that's enough of that. And yes, it is backcountry meal review time. Thanks for stopping in again, guys. Got a special treat for you today. Now, if you guys have been following along in the backcountry meal review series, the last meal that I reviewed was a meal put together by Backpackers Pantry, and it's called Pad Thai. And if you recall, I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is a pretty good rating for these freeze-dried prepared meals. But they can be a bit expensive, or as Shug put it, spendy and goodly. So this time around, we're out reviewing another Pad Thai meal that was suggested by a viewer, MrFlyTWA, and this is his recipe for poor man's Pad Thai. Now, to compare, this meal can be put together for under $3. The Backpackers Pantry version can run around $7.25 or more. Now, MrFlyTWA's recipe calls for using the Mr. Noodles kind of noodle packs. And I'm not a big fan of those. I don't normally take them out because they require cooking. But I thought I'd give it a try just to see if I could cook them in my world famous cook kit. But before I got out here, I did some testing at home. And of course, the first problem I noticed is that the noodle pack doesn't fit in this Nalgene jar. So I have to break it in half. And when I did that, of course, I wasn't quite sure if 2 cups of boiling water would cover the noodles so that they would hydrate and cook properly. And of course, the last thing I wasn't sure about is if leaving those noodles in boiled water for 10 minutes inside my world famous cook kit container, I wasn't sure if that was actually going to cook the noodles. So we tested all that out back home first, just to make sure that, yes, indeed, it would cook and would work out well. Once we figured that out, of course, we came out here with his actual recipe, which I will go over with you now. But first, we need to get some water boiling. Of course, all the testing I did was at room temperature. It's about 4 below, 5 below 0. Be interesting to see how it turns out in these conditions. Okay, MrFlyTWA's recipe called for powdered garlic and cornstarch, cilantro, chives, red peppers, and onions, crushed peanuts and peanut butter, soy sauce, and sweet chili sauce, and of course we have to have, in my case, peanut butter and the shrimp flavored noodles. Now, I have to apologize to the Thai community at this point because I'm using Japanese style noodles and shrimp flavored soup base for this one. I'm not really a big fan of Mr. Noodles, so I'm trying to go upscale a little bit. But I had a really tough time trying to find one that didn't have monosodium glutamate as one of the ingredients in the soup base. So if you know of a particular brand of these kind of noodles that doesn't have that as an ingredient, would you put a comment down below and let me know? Because I think if this turns out, and I want to do this in the summertime, I'd like to try one without monosodium glutamate. Thanks. That's the cilantro, chives, and red peppers dried. Get those in there right away. And this is the garlic and cornstarch. We're going to put that in there now too. Ready for the water. Not a moment too soon, because there's my boiling water. Ready to go. And voila. And she goes. Sorry about the arm there. Gotta get that sealed up pretty quick so we can keep the heat in. Give everything a nice stir. Make sure all the noodles are underwater, otherwise they won't hydrate and cook properly. Mix it up a bit, get the flavor mixed in there. Ooh, smells really good so far. Oh, can't wait to try this. I could use a little warmth right now. A few more minutes yet. Let's have a look and a stir. It's been about 10 minutes. Oh, look at that, eh? And still steamy. That, oh, good. I was worried I was going to eat something lukewarm. There you go. It's looking pretty good. I think it's time to try it out. Okay, I did mention that I've never had real pad thai in the last meal review. I'll mention that again. But that's not what I'm comparing it to. I like to review these meals out in the wild in wilderness conditions just like this, because you're not sitting right beside a fast food joint that'll sell you your favorite hamburger or pizza. You're in the middle of nowhere, and this is all the nourishment that you brought with you. It has a tendency to make it taste a lot better than it would if you could just run out to your favorite fast food restaurant and indulge. But this is very, very tasty. Just enough spice. The noodles are cooked exactly the way I would expect them to. Tender. I can taste the peanut butter flavor and the shrimp. And this meal is under $3 as compared to the one I reviewed before that cost $7.25 Canadian. Oh. So. Oh, wow. What am I going to give this? Well, folks, this is a very, very good meal. One that I'm thoroughly going to enjoy again this summer on the EconoChallenge. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. The extra point, because of the value. Definitely recommend that you try this recipe. You can pick up your dried ingredients at your favorite bulk food store. Play around with the recipe a little bit yourself. But definitely worth taking along on the trail. Thanks a lot for watching the BackCountry meal review. Thank you, MrFlyTWA, for your recipe. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. See you next time on the BackCountry meal review. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this for sure. This last shot is for Shug, who wanted to know where all my snow is. Sure got a lot of it this year, my friend. Down at the bottom now, still steamy. You know, a meal is really good when you're willing to eat the whole thing right down to the last drop. Those peanuts. Oh yeah, it's good. Really good.